The test will begin on the word start. Get ready.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Get Shorty Football channel, and as the thumbnail and the titles of the video suggest, we're going to be taking a look at a continent that probably doesn't get much action when people are looking at football shirts. We're going to be going to a particular country which I think has got some absolutely cracking shirts from 3 of the top teams, which we'll be looking at, and I'll also look at a few other shirts that I've got from that particular country. So I have here a package which requires unbagging, because it's in a bag. Those of you from Great Britain will know that this is a Sports Direct bag, Kaizer Plus. Now I picked these up from Sports Direct, just happened to be perusing there, and for some reason they happen to have this team in stock at a reasonable price, £40 for each shirt, which is not too bad, so I thought I'd pick them up. I do actually have this team already in the collection, so I'll open them up. So you can see here we've got one's a little bit, we've got a yellow one there. We have, let's see the other one here. Bit of notice there. Bit of blue. So let's have a look at these. Let's get this unbagged. Chuck that out of the way. So let's get this one up. Let's get them both unbagged. So this one here. Let's have a look. I'll turn it around. Here is the yellow one. This is the home one, as you can see there on the back there. Sky is the limit. Let's check out this blue one here, which is the away shirt. Let's see there, so see the Puma tags on it. Another blue, lovely blue shirt. Nice blue actually. Very cool. Let's get this one put up here. Oh, yet again on the back of that, we can see the sky is the limit, so see if you want to take a guess down in the comments which shirts they are. You can see Puma on there, the standard looking template there, a lovely yellow and green number, and another blue and white. So let's spin them around, reveal the club. As you can see here, it is Mamelodi Sundowns, and we are going to South Africa to check out the shirts in the Betway Premier League, I think they call it now. So I've managed to pick these up from Sports Direct, as I said, £40 each. End of the season, 24-25. Just happen to be perusing them, and I think these are actually pretty cool shirts. You know, looking at them both, yeah, they're using the standard kind of Puma template we've seen from this season. There's a few unique bits to it. Let's check out the home one here. The home of yellow and green, Mamelodi Sundowns badge there. Now it's a rubberized one, you can see that, and that's rubberized as well. And just a heat pressed sponsor on there. A lovely kind of African inspired sublimated design through there. So on there, cracking looking shirt from that one. And then we have the away one as well, which is more prominent sublimated design. I think it's actually the same design as on that one, but a lot more prominent with that darker blue in there. Yet again, going for the rubberized patches there, heat pressed on Pumas all over the shop. Going white with that template, little flashes on the side, as we've seen in a lot of other Puma shirts this season. So 24-25, another great year for Mamelodi Sundowns. They were easy champions, the 8th title in a row for them. These aren't my first Mamelodi Sundowns shirts, so I'll switch down here. I have actually got last year's home one from 23-24 season, and this is the home one. Not a huge difference. You can see it's a bit simpler in the template itself. This one's a fake one, but it gives you a decent idea. Again, they've gone for that sublimated design in there. Yeah, it's kind of alright. Mamelodi Sundowns FC on the back with the continent of Africa in blue. That's quite a cool shirt. And then of course they did the away one as well. This time, instead of using white, they had the yellow on there. Hyundai on the sleeve sponsors, ATM NSFC Africa on there. Quite a cool one. Both got again a sublimated pattern throughout that one. Now these ones being fake, they've got the stitched on Puma logos there. Cracking couple of shirts, well pleased to pick those up. Not often you see African shirts for sale in this country, but I'll show you some a bit later which I have managed to get hold of in this country. So they're pretty cool, but yet again, 8th time champions. they managed to finish well ahead of the team which we'll look at next, which is Orlando Pirates. Now, when I said African shirts really have some cool designs, these ones in particular stand out, and they are the Orlando Pirates shirts from the 23-24 season, the home one and the away one. You have to feel sorry for Orlando Pirates. 8 times Mamelodi Sundowns have been champions, and Orlando Pirates just seem to be continually second, never managing to make a breakthrough. But on the pitch last year, I think they came out with these fantastic designs. Home one here, yeah, we're using that Adidas template that we've seen all before, but check out that design in the middle. The skull and the crossbones as featured on the badge there. This is the fake one, but again, gives you a good representation of what it looks like. Vodacom in the middle there, and that sublimated skull and crossbones looks absolutely fantastic, I think. A bit of the baby Magugu on the back. Red through there. I think absolutely quality shirt that they've released for the 23-24 season. And they followed it up with the away one, which is again another Adidas template. This time they've gone for the more structured neck that we've seen elsewhere. Again, black piping on at the back stripes in there. And that fantastic sublimated skull and crossbones in there in the shirts. Gone for the kind of a minty green there, which I think is really quite cool. Getting away with green shirts are very difficult to pull off, but this one this is the right kind of green. Again, the baby Cougar on the back. A lovely looking shirt. And then for this season, let's just switch these around. They came out with a couple more absolutely really genuinely nice shirts. Yeah, once you've had the ones that you had from 23-24, the 24-25 season, how could you go with it? But still, using the Adidas templates, they came out with some pretty striking shirts. Again, we've got the red and black. And the Vodacom there, yes, it's a stream plain black. It's got the red slashes through there, the red stripes, the neck, which has got, I think that the white accent adds that third colour element. Really, really kind of cool. Clean black. Does the job. I think the best you could do with that template, and red and black looks really good. I think that the colourway that they chose for the away shirt, again, it's an Adidas template, we don't see too often, it's a V-neck one. Picking up the accent of red through there in the collar. This lovely kind of turquoisey blue with a kind of grey slash effect going through there. Vodacom in red on there, and the stripes plain on the black, but a lovely looking shirt. So we've had 2 of what I would call the big 3 from South Africa, so let's move on to the Kaizer Chiefs. For me, when I always thought about South African football teams, Kaizer Chiefs was always the one that came into my head first of all, so I decided to pick up one of the shirts when I got back into football shirt collecting, and this one here is the 22-23 Hope shirt. This is a genuine one. I picked it up from Sport in Glasgow. Very difficult, not an easy shirt to find in this country at the time, but I just happened to be browsing Kaizer Chiefs, popped up. I think it was a reasonable price. I think it was only about £40 at the time. Towards the end of the season, I thought, it's a banger, I'm going to pick this one up. The template itself, I think it's a Nike template of the time. You can see there it's got that semicircle through there, and this kind of sublimated pattern has been used in a few other shirts. I think Maccabi Haifa have got a green and white version similar to that. But overall, a pretty good looking shirt. Now, the Kaizer Chiefs, it was an okay season for them in 22-23. They finished 5th in the PSL with Mamelodi Sundowns champions yet again, and Orlando Pirates second. You get the feeling that happens quite a bit. But then they finished off with Nike at the end of that season, and they, I would say, take a step up, because if you've watched my videos before, I love Kappa shirts, and they started coming out with some really creative shirts using the Kappa template all the time. So 23-24, home and away. I think this home one, lovely kind of use of the black in there, different kind of tones of yellow, kind of more of an amber there, the brighter yellow in there, kind of muted, kind of mustardy colour in that one there, and then the black as well. Really clean on the back, a simple round neck, but that template for Kappa during the 23-24 season, used by a few other clubs, really kind of cool. And then the away one as well, different kind of neckline. I don't remember too many clubs having that. I think there's a couple of Italian teams in the lower down. I think Serie B had this kind of neckline. It's an okay one. I prefer either going to go for a round, you have to go for a V, or you have to go for a collar, which is just peak. But this one's really cool. It's kind of like, you could almost say this is like the Springbok rugby team, the rugby union team for South Africa. Really cool. Using still with that yellow, but a lovely green, and a lovely sublimated design that goes through there. with the Kaizer Chiefs logo, a bit of writing there. Heat pressed on badge there. Really kind of cool. And then, of course, they're staying with Kappa, so they stepped it up. And it has to be said that in the 23-24 season, it wasn't too great. They finished 10th. For them, that was their lowest ever finish in the PSL era. So, could they do any better off the pitch or on the pitch the next season? But here they are. Off the pitch, I think they came out with a couple of cracking shirts for 24-25. Again, got the home and the away. Now they finished 9th in the league, which probably is better than 10th, but it's not up towards the top. But they managed to get into qualification for the Confederation Cup because they won the Nedbank Cup against Orlando Pirates 2-1. Have a look on YouTube. It's a cracking game. I had to look through the highlights in that. All you can hear is the vuvuzelas from the crowd, massive crowd there. And generally, when I've looked at other Kaizer Chiefs games, they always have a really decent attendance. So checking out the home shirt. Again, we're going back to it's yellow and it's black. We're going for a traditional V-neck, really quite cool. Yellow and black, but yeah, it stops with the Vodacom, but I don't mind that too much because it's a really good yellow and black number that they've done through there. They didn't change it up much. They've got another V-neck one for the away shirt, but at the same time, it's a kind of like, they've gone little bits of stripes, but kind of almost detailed, kind of like triangular feathering, I would call it, through there, using the stripes. It's a black, it's a lovely yellow, and it's Kappa. And to me, that's a combination that you can't go wrong with. So that's the three big clubs, but let's check out three other teams from South Africa that I've got shirts for. So, three more teams from South Africa. Now, I picked these up from viewers from Great Britain, might have heard of this place, M&M Direct. I picked these up a couple of years ago. I had a drop of Umbro shirts in there. A lot of them were for Africa, so these are the South African ones. I think I picked up one from Botswana, another one from Ghana as well. These three from South Africa are really quite cool. So starting off with one which is a team that isn't actually in the Premier Division is Black Leopards. Now this is their 21-22 away shirt. Now they play in the National First Division, which is the division below PSL. They did play in the PSL, but they were relegated in the 2021 season. Now, in the 2022-23 season, they actually could have been relegated again, but they managed to buy their status back to stay in there, which for them worked out alright because they finished 4th. The season after that, still with an Umbro shirt, which is up here. Not a bad looking effort, I think it's quite cool. Umbro seemed to do alright with these shirts. I mean, these were very inexpensive. I like the way that it's a leopard, so it's going to have some yellow and black. Being away one, not going to be completely yellow and black. Really quite cool. So, we then look at the next team here, which is Super Sport United. Now, this is their away shirt from the 22-23 season. They finished 3rd in the PSL, 3 points behind Orlando Pirates. No surprise there. And they qualified for the Confederations Cup qualification round. I really like this shirt. I think it's a fantastic use of the colours. Kind of a two-tone pink, white around the neck, and the way that they've got the kind of zigzags emanating from that Super Sport United badge. Nice and clean on the back. Nice and clean. Quite a cool shirt. Really happy with that one. And then the last one I've got here is, I think it's Morocco Swallows. This is their away shirt from the 22-23 season, where they finished 8th place. Respectable 40 points, which is alright. Mid-table for them. They're usually around about that in the league. But I really like this away shirt. It's a nice blue, and they've gone for that sublimated swallow throughout there. Really unique. Really quite cool. Nice blue shirt. So, let me know down in the comments which of these African shirts you think give top marks for. And thanks again for watching. Give us a like and a subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you for some more football shirts again soon. Bye!